Hey everybody, it's Ben with Sultan's Press. We're a screen printing and card making company here in Cleveland, Ohio. We're actually in our basement, which is where we print our stuff. And today we're going to be showing you guys a little bit more on some screen printing techniques. We've had some requests for it online, so I figured I might as well show you something while I have something to do. Today we're going to be printing a t-shirt for a good friend of ours. And we like to print on demand, so usually we don't print anything until somebody makes an order. With the COVID-19 crisis that's happening right now, I couldn't get to my transparency maker to get the transparencies made that I needed. So we had one transparency that was going to work, but we had to get one a little bit smaller for the white layer. However, I can still do it with one as long as I'm not doing a ton of shirts. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the process today. We're going to start with the white layer, and then I'll show you what I do to get the colors to come up on this t-shirt. So I'm just going to put some white ink down, and you notice I'm actually going side to side on this print. Usually you would pull this way, but right now I'm pulling this way. You'll see why in a minute. And this is just the white layer, so I'm going to flood it. I'm going to back flood it, and then I'll pull it nice and smooth. I'll do one more to make sure it's set, and I'll do one more to float the top. Now I'm going to pull that up, and you'll see the white layer is like a hose beast. Now you can see how the first layer is a little bit whiter than the top, so I don't like that. I want this to be just as white as that. So I'm going to put it back down, and I'm going to do one more float pull, just over the whole thing. I can see that I actually didn't get enough on there. There. That is a perfect white. Now, we're gonna, what I like to call, heat set this. And we'll come back to you in a few minutes and we'll show you what we're gonna do with the color layer. That's it. So, we're on to step 2 of the process. I haven't removed the screen from the press bed because I'm doing a one-off and I only have one screen. I have to leave this screen right where it is. I didn't register anything. Technically, it's the same screen being used twice for this method. Works great for a 1 or 2 print process, but if you're trying to do more shirts, you really need a couple. The reason that I was pulling my ink across this way instead of this way to start is because we're doing a blend roll for the second roll. So what a blend roll does is it mixes 2 colors. Have you ever seen some of those sunsets that happen on t-shirts and things, and the color looks really smooth and even, but it's a gradient of color from a yellow to a red or whatever it might be. This is how they do it. So what we've done is we put 2 different inks down onto the table. Now if I was going to do a run of these, I would actually have 2 lock bars, which are just basically pieces of cardboard on either side, so my squeegee won't move. But because this is a one-off, I'm not bothering with that. What I'm going to do to get these colors blended, though, is mix it a few times back and forth while it's literally on my screen. And as you can tell, we still have that white as perfect as it was. And now I'm going to do just a little bit of mixing with this. And what I'm going to do is pull it across, and now you can see how there's definitely a orange and a magenta on that screen, but there's a definite line where they intersect, so I want that to be a little different. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix a little side to side, and I'm actually going to pull that line down a little. I'm going to mix a little side to side. I'm going to pull that line up a little, and now we're ready to give it a pull. Right across again, and we're just going to take a look and see what's happened so far, because sometimes you can have a little show through. So if you look right here, you'll notice that a little bit of the white showing through on this. Best way to handle that, give it a little bit of heat and then hit it one more time. So we're going to let that get a little bit of heat in it. You might have just heard our cat Tina in the background. She likes her screen printing. She wants to make sure this comes out as good as we want it to come out. Funny thing about this design, this is actually from Wayne's World. Laura, our prime designer, who makes a lot of the designs that we use for our t-shirts and for our cards. So now that we have printed the shirt, we can lift up our screen and we can take a look at our blend roll. And as you can tell, we go from a really nice magenta to a really fun orange. All we have to do right now is heat set the shirt for a few seconds. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with us today at Sultan's Press. Always fun to show you guys a little bit of the process. We'll be going over some screen coning, some different techniques here in a little bit for you, just to show you a piece of what we do and why. I've been a printer for over 20 years. I love doing it, with my partner Laura, we've done nothing but explore all kinds of new options in printing. We're having a blast doing it for you guys. So check us out online at sultanspress.com, and you could own your very own Psycho Host Beast t-shirt. You can't beat that. Nice blend roll, really fun. Our buddy's gonna love it. Can't wait to get it in the mail. Thanks everyone.